So Mythic Quest never tells us what Brad did before he became the studio's resident villain. But I will. I'm not talking about his childhood. I'm talking about his credentials. Yeah, I was the evil head of monetization at a well-known game studio, and I've hired a few mini Brads in my time. Today, we're going to watch the pilot episode, and I'm going to give you the non-sugar-coated scoop on how game studios actually work. We're going to dive into why every studio has a Brad, and what kind of background lands a cushy job on a billion-dollar game.
Ian, on time and on budget, remember?
Poppy, what's the name of the first game you've ever fell in love with?
And Contra.
New girl, go.
Grand Theft Auto.
Brutal. I love it. David.
Well, I've always been partial to Miss Pac-Man, but
Yeah,
I don't see why that...
Everybody has that game that they fell in love with because they make an impact. Those games were somebody's legacy. Well, this is my legacy.
Our legacy.
Our legacy, whatever.
It's not my legacy.
Here's the first clue. Everyone's gushing about their favorite game, and Brad just deadpans, not my legacy. I honestly feel the same. I didn't take a direct route into games either. I started off in investment banking, got a PhD, then became an economics professor, and then somehow ended up running monetization. Most people think about games as an art. They love the creativity, the storytelling. They hate monetization. And they almost never think about the financial and operational pressures behind it. Behind the scenes, game studios have to survive. They have to make money to fund the next season, the next expansion, the next sequel. That's why there's actually a backdoor career entry point for what I like to call the Vulcan class. I call us the Vulcan class, not because we have pointy ears, but because we think in probabilities, not feels. We care about metrics, revenue per user, A/B testing, behavioral psychology, data science, statistical simulations. Remember that opening shot with the dashboards on the big screens? Those are for Brad and his team. Brad's role is exactly the same as Spock on Star Trek. He's the chief science officer. He's MQ's risk manager, cost-benefit analyst. He's the only guy on board who understands advanced math and finance. He's the analytics engine that keeps the MQ business from imploding while everyone else is indulging in their main character energy. Brad might not have designed map levels for the last 20 years, but he knows if a game has a daily login bonus, your chance of quitting is going to drop by exactly 23%. And if that bonus happens to be slightly randomized, you'll come back just to see what you might get. That's just science. So the key takeaway is every studio has a Brad. And if they don't, well, that's why your favorite indie studio keeps going out of business.
Brad, I need your help. I want to leak the shovel to Polygon. And then when all the critics love it, which they will, they'll write about it, and then Ian won't be able to change it.
Very Machiavellian. I'm impressed.
Well,
Is Brad wearing a tie?
Thinking 3 steps ahead.
What, 3 steps
So
ahead?
this just looks like a
That's lot of
little
steps.
bulge
I'll go you
over
one
here.
step
Don't
ahead.
get any closer.
Sorry. I'm going to tweak the haptic feedback so that when you
Yeah, I
hit
don't really
the...
care about it. I get that. All right, I'm in on your plot, okay? But if you want people to like your shovel, forget the critics. There's only one person you need to appeal to.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
Mm.
Pooty shoe.
All right, see, Brad is such a great colleague. He is so helpful. Yeah, so no. Here's what's actually happening in his brain. First, someone has a new feature idea. 2, it will cost time and money. 3, studio resources are obviously limited. 4, Brad needs to assess ROI. And then lastly, Poppy is emotionally attached to her idea. So how does Brad get an unbiased signal? He tests. One example is an internal MVP, minimum viable product, a studio playtest. Another is asking someone whose opinion actually matters, enter. Oh my god, he's like
This is Pooty Shoe.
12 years
I wanna
old.
Say hello to all my Pooty cuties, all my Pooty duties, and of course all of my LGBTQ Pooty foodies.
Oh, I hate Pooty shoe.
Yeah, he's a real piece of shit.
Subscribe.
But he's a piece of shit with over 10 million followers, so if he likes your shovel, you're good to go.
Shout out to a special fan of mine.
But he's a 14-year-old boy. Do you think he's really gonna understand like the subtle nuances?
14-year-olds these days are much more savvy than you think. Your shovel's incredible, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then Pootie's your man.
Hey guys, Booty Shoe here. You guys know I don't like hating, but I gotta say, I'm digging this shovel. Booty pun intended. I tried to dig a dick, but it won't let me, which is weak sauce. You know how I feel about people censoring my art?
I hate art being censored.
Hashtag free Pooty. Let's hope the rest of Raven's Banquet is better than
No
this.
wonder he has 10
Whole
million
new world-building
followers.
mechanic, you piece of shit.
It's great puns.
Poppy, Pop-Tarts.
What the hell, Brad? Pooty hates the shovel.
Yeah, I saw that. Don't worry, we got something that's gonna get him back.
If I may, picture it. The hero must vanquish his enemy, but the weapons of the old gods are insufficient. So he must pray upon the altar.
Jesus, skip the story.
The story is everything, you Neanderthal. Now, if you please, the hero must pray upon the altar of Ares to send him...
Iron Shovel, the best new weapon in the game. The wood nymph is the loot crate that gets them to buy it.
What happened?
That just took a
when the
concept
shovel
artist a
is
week
awarded?
to build.
I don't understand what you want me to do with this.
Will you help us patch it?
No, because I don't want to sell Iron's shovel. I want to sell my shovel.
But your shovel sucks. I mean, I think it does. I actually don't know the difference, but Ian didn't like it, and he seems to have a pretty good grip on what dorks like.
You knew Pooty wouldn't like it.
Yeah, of course I did, but I mean, you knew that too, right? You're always 3 steps ahead.
You only did this to get me to code your sexy loot crate.
Yeah, are you still piecing this together?
Brad? You are such an asshole.
And now you're caught up.
Here's where Brad finally shows his true colors and reveals that he has a strong analytical and strategic mindset. Yeah, look, he wasn't wrong. Poppy's original concept was pretty half-baked. In fact, Brad is actually being pretty collaborative. He didn't kill her idea. He tried to refine it. He brought in CW to add some weird, pervy lore, and then he brought to Ian to get the final "would dorks like this" verdict. Now, I think he's being pretty blunt here, maybe too brutally honest. That's pretty common for people who come from an investment banking or management consulting background. People in those fields get brutalized by their bosses early in their careers, so they tend to be direct. Vulcans in the game studios usually have an MBA or economics degree. You want people who are pragmatic, data-driven, and strategic. By strategic, I'm talking anticipating cause and effect, logical, thinking about the future, real chess masters. I had someone on my team who was a Harvard Business School grad, and he was fantastic. Another counterpart of mine had a joint econ and law degree. These roles require both deep quantitative skills, like graduate level statistics and model building, and strong qualitative intuition, designing surveys, behavioral science. Which is sort of why Brad's portrayal bugs me, because Brad always picks the easy way out here. Play the game, not my legacy. Understand the technical details. I don't care about any of that. Brad's always about the shortcuts. You know, why read War and Peace when you can just Google the plot? Why hit the gym when you can just get liposuction? Why balance the economy when you can monetize it broken? This is the kind of short-term, cash grab thinking that is killing live service games. And let's be real, it's what's killing America.
Thank you for coming. I've called an emergency meeting because I've noticed a lot of abuse in this office.
Oh no. Has someone been harassed?
Yeah, David, me. You are all abusing the office of human resources.
Carol, do we have to do this right now? We are in the middle of a shovel crisis.
Actually, Carol, I think I have a fix for Ian. We're gonna take your shovel and we're gonna put it into a sexy new loot crate. Poppy's already on board.
No, Carol, I am not coding his whore.
Guys, I
Carol,
called this
she's
meeting.
not a whore. She's a nubile, young wood nympho with a really complex backstory. CW?
Carol, to understand my present, you must also understand my past. Albania, 1939.
No more fucking backstory.
Fine. You know what? You want to ruin the game? Don't trust me. What do I know about the game? I don't know anything about the game. I'm only the creator.
Iron exudes masculinity.
Creative conflicts happen constantly in a game studio. But why the hell are they fighting in the middle of the office? Can you imagine the poor employees sitting at their desks, just desperately pretending not to hear their bosses going full on Jerry Springer? Also, the assistant taking notes is classic. Every meeting needs that person, usually a diligent producer, the one who logs what people promise so we can roast them when they don't deliver. Would this ever happen at a law firm? No. Would this ever happen at a pharmaceutical company? No. But thank God we work in a creative industry where screaming matches equates to passion, right?
What are you doing?
This is actually pretty realistic.
I'm working.
Yeah, I know. I got an alert from the version control system that
A lot
someone
of
was
work
butchering
gets
my
done
code.
after
Cool,
dinner.
thanks, Pop. Thanks for coming in.
Why couldn't you just let me have this one thing?
I appreciate all the help.
That's all I wanted. I just wanted one thing in the whole game that I could point to and say, that's mine.
Seriously?
That's it.
Poppy, the entire game is yours. You're the one that built it.
I built your vision. It's like you're this brilliant painter.
Yes.
Just let me finish my... You're this brilliant painter.
Okay.
And I'm your favorite brush. I'm just like some tool that you use to create your masterpiece.
I like that metaphor.
Poppy just said it. The root of every fight in game development is I want to leave my mark on the game. A game is kind of like a sacred document. Think the Declaration of Independence. But instead of just signing it and leaving, every dev wants to draw a giant dick all over it. The lead designer wants to redo the whole progression system. The machine learning team wants to automate a human task that takes 5 minutes. The monetization team, like my team, we're going to ask, can we add a battle pass inside the battle pass? And no one is asking, do players even want this? That's how you get feature bloat. Sometimes the best move isn't another new Starbucks drink. It's cutting the menu back to 20 items.
Reviews.
4 beeholes.
Now I get it. Pooty Shoe isn't just an influencer. He's the writer's stand-in for the entire player community. And honestly, that's actually pretty brilliant. Now, did I actually change your mind about Brad's cushy role? Let me know. I like to think that I was a little nicer than Brad. You know, less villain, more, hey guys, let's keep the lights on. And hit like if you want more MQ episode breakdowns from a former evil head of monetization. See you later.